Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and we are back in the tower for our first Xur day of the Beyond Light expansion. When you load in, turn left, we're going to run over to the hangar if you can't see the giant collection of people over there. Usually helps to track them down, but we're going to run over here into the hangar. If you guys are new to Beyond Light, I'll show you guys where he's at. And we will see what he's selling. Usually he's got a few exotics, but he does also, starting in Beyond Light, sell an exotic cipher quest. And you can use those to acquire old exotics you may have missed from previous expansions or previous raids. And the fact that those are on a weekly basis is actually pretty nice. So let's see what he's got. Alright, first thing, of course, you have your exotic engram. This will be dropping, as you guys can see, my gear score is 1207. So it's going to be dropping at your gear score. So if you do want to roll the dice and see if you can get one of the new exotics, not a bad way to go. I've got 16,000 shards, so I'm probably going to buy one of those in the end. You do want to make sure you have everything he is selling before you buy one of these, just to make sure you don't pay for one of these for 4 times the price. Let's go through the inventory first. And first we do have Lord of Wolves. So this is all the way back from Forsaken Days. This is a shotgun. It's a solar kind of short-range burst shotgun. It's got an extra mode though if you switch over to Release the Wolves. So you'll press and hold your reload button, swap to a longer, more powerful burst, but this thing is much harder to control, but it's definitely pretty lethal, especially in things like PvP. It had its heyday a while ago. It's kind of been brought back into a normal level, but overall, a fun shotgun to use if you need to melt things. This is one of those, and this exotic may actually get some use now because in the Season Pass, you actually have one of the mods for champions that uses shotguns. So this may be something that people find a lot more use out of. We'll just have to see how the season plays out. But overall, pretty cool shotgun. If you don't have it and you've got a decent amount of shards, get it. It's always fun to use. Second, we've got the Raiden Flux. This will be for the Hunters. Perk here is Synapse Junctions. Quick successive attacks with Arc Staff increase its damage, output, and duration. So when you are in your Arc Staff super, you can, if you get successive attacks with it, you're able to, for one, increase its damage output, so make it hit harder. And then 2, you're going to make it last longer as well, which is always a good thing for a super. So this is one of the better Arc Staff exotics, but this is all the way back from the Red War, so if you ever went through the Red War campaign, you likely have this. But also on the other side, if you don't have it, this could be one of those things that you might want to pick up and make sure and use if you enjoy the Arc subclass. Stats here, we've got a pretty even run here, 63 overall, 16 in mobility, not a bad thing for a hunter because they do get their dodge back quicker. 9 resilience, 7 recovery, 13 discipline, 9 intellect, and 9 strength. Pretty even, a little higher in mobility, works out for hunters because they use their dodge all the time. The Titans officially got screwed today, that's always fun. Aeon safe for the Titans. This is this thing just needs reworked, rebuilt, something. It's not, it's like one of the worst. So for the perk here, you've got melee grants the following to nearby Aeon cult allies. So I think it's if you do a melee ability while wearing these, and if other people in your class, in your fire team, are also wearing these, then the Warlocks will get grenade energy, the Titans will get melee energy, Hunters will get dodge energy. Now, other allies receive a fraction of the shared energy if they're not wearing this exotic. Nobody wears this exotic, and you probably shouldn't either. Now, if you have shards left over and you just don't have a great, stat roll on your arms, maybe, but even then, there's better exotics out there. There really are. And this thing, if you are just going to use it as a piece of armor, would just cost more to upgrade. It does have a 63 stat roll, nothing exciting about it, and especially as this is melee grants the following and the strength is 2, this thing is just pretty much crap, actually. I will say that. I'm usually pretty okay, I'm trying to be reasonable. This thing is not good. Now, if the only reason I would say buy it is to add it to your collection so you don't get it from the engram up above, the engram that gives you a random roll, that's the only reason I would say buy this one. So you buy it once, throw it in your vault just to have it, and then forget about it, because you probably will not use this until they rework this thing completely. Finally, for the Warlocks, one of the cooler looking chest armors, we've got the Chromatic Fire. And the way this one works is when a light subclass is equipped, they actually changed that when a light subclass is equipped, so you cannot do this with darkness subclasses. That's interesting. That is actually a little tweak and a change that I did not expect. Precision final blows with your kinetic weapon create an explosion in the element of your choice. That actually does make sense. So Arc, Solar, and Void, when you get a kinetic precision final blow, kind of the way Dragonfly works, you create an explosion in the element of your subclass. They really wouldn't have a way to do an explosion of stasis, even though I know stasis shatters. It's all about the, you know, priming and detonating, freezing and shattering effect. So it is only going to work with Solar Arc and Void, but it is still fairly cool. I've seen people with, trying to think, Ace of Spades. That's a kinetic that explodes twice if you do this. There's quite a few weapons I've seen that people have fun with on this one. Only issue on this one that I've got is the stat roll. So you've got 8 mobility, 8 resilience, 17 recovery, which isn't bad for Warlocks, 13 discipline, decent, 2 intellect. Supers are still a thing that everybody wants, and any exotic that has 2 intellect is kind of sad. Now, if the strength and intellect would have been switched, I would probably be completely on board with this one for at least a decent roll. But unfortunately, it's 61 and 2 intellect, not the best. Now, if you, again, you don't have the exotic and you want to add it to your collection because you don't know when you'll see it, sure, buy it. It's actually a decent one to have on you. But other than that, stat roll, pretty weak. Now, as I said, before you buy this exotic engram, make sure if you're missing any of these in ownership, like you only have to have owned it once, like it's in your collection, then when you buy this one, you will get something new. So I'm up here at Xur, just so you guys can see it on video. I'm going to buy something new, just to see what we get all together. And I got Antaeus wards. So apparently it does not include new stuff, because I definitely have Antaeus wards. Now, I don't know if it's just going to only give the stuff of my class, but it only gave me an old item. I already have it all, so apparently the exotic engram does not include new exotics. So don't spend an exotic cipher like I thought about up here for a second chance. Now, I already have one exotic cipher, but when I go spend that on, I think, Teraba, that I don't have from Crown of Sorrow, I can come back here and work on this. Complete strikes or win matches in Crucible or Gambit. Extra progress is awarded for those from more challenging activities and for succeeding with clanmates. So theoretically, you need, I can't tell if it's 21 strikes or Crucible match wins or Gambit wins. So we will honestly have to see. Now, maybe Nightfalls count for more. Maybe Trials of Osiris counts for more. We'll have to do some testing on this and see. But an exotic cipher shouldn't have an expiration date, so you can work on it for a while. And once you finish it, then you will have an exotic cipher, so you can start building out your collection from that terminal. So it's a good thing, but this quest is going to take you a little bit of a time to do. Overall, glad to see Xur get at least a little extra functionality. And as the exotic ciphers are hard to come by, it's nice to see him get some use out of them. That is everything for Xur. He is in the tower. I've kind of wondered where he was going to be. I actually wonder if he ever is going to be up on Europa at this point, but we will have to see where he ends up. Maybe he's just always in the tower now. Who knows? But if you guys are tuned into my Twitch streams, you guys have all been awesome. Stream some Destiny, stream some Godfall. Both have been very fun so far. If you guys want to find me on Twitter, it's Ebontis there. And right here on YouTube, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like below, leave a comment if you just want to say hi or have thoughts about any of these. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and alert bell. Hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.